remembering how much the landscape has defined our villages. Wales' earliest village settlements were founded upon agriculture, but this rugged terrain and poor soil remained unsuitable for crops. It was, however, absolutely perfect for Wales' most iconic asset. I'm a sheep person. I love them. They're wonderful and they're so fleet of foot. That's the extraordinary thing. If you're driving along a mountain and suddenly a sheep appears and it looks like a sheer face and they seem to run up it. It would take me a month of Sundays to do what they do. While the landscape even today seems only suitable for my four-legged friends, it actually held a secret. It was rich in untapped natural resources. In the 19th century, an explosion of pits, mines and quarries saw new communities spring up almost overnight. Wales was transformed into the engine of the empire, and while the south was dominated by coal mines, the north soon became the slate capital of the world, with one village at its heart, Llanberis. Not exactly a capital city. It's discreetly perched on the side of Lake Snowdon. It does, however, earn a mention in my guidebook. The road to Llanberis is the way into the heart of the Snowdon forest, though much of it is an ordeal, for the new Llanberis is as ugly as sin, the glistening coal-black slate piles falling sheer into Lake Snowdon. Ugly as sin? I think this is absolutely beautiful. And that slate pile, I think, is rather grand. Of course, slate was the main employment for the villages round here. And slate mining, of course, like all mining really, has fallen into decline. Two quarries once covered an area of over 700 acres here, until competition from cheaper roofing materials saw demand sharply decline, and the quarries shut altogether in 1969. Which makes me wonder what I'm going to find when I walk through Llanberis. This is an industrial village, rows of terraced houses. There is no village green or quaint duck pond. This was built for business. Sadly, that business has long since vanished. But luckily, the village has not. It has rebranded itself. This is no longer a slate village. This is Snowdon's village. Tourism is the new industry, and there is one star attraction. We get to hop on. We have to hop on. Thank you. The Snowdon Mountain Railway was opened in the village in 1896, catering to those intrepid visitors who ventured this far north, braving the weather. Oh! Sheep on the line! And the wildlife. Today, the train is packed with holidaymakers who have come to Llanberis eager to make the 4.7-mile journey up to the highest peak in England and Wales and see one of the most wondrous views in the whole country. Well, I've done it. I've climbed to the top of Snowdon. That's ticked off the list. Brilliant. I'm now going to have some oxygen and, well, maybe a cup of coffee. 3,500 feet up on the summit of Snowdonia, you feel a world away from the slate piles and workers' cottages below. But it does give one a fresh perspective on the fluctuating fortunes of our villages. This small village in the middle of Snowdonia mined, well, quarried slate that went all over the world at one point. It was renowned. And then when that stopped, they just looked about them and saw this amazing place to encourage tourists. Employment returned again. Bravo, Llanberis. While the mines and quarries may have long since closed and forced many communities to look to other ways to support themselves, there is in fact one resource that remains one of Wales's biggest exports, and it doesn't have four legs. A 2-hour drive south, and I reach the beautiful Lake Vyrnwy. Today it's a nature reserve, peaceful and serene. However, it holds a secret. Just a few hundred meters from the shore, and under millions of gallons of water, lies the remains of the village of Llanberis, which was flooded to make way for this reservoir.